Imagine a brother with that on his neck. Jeez, man. And it's got some weight to it. This is probably like 3 pounds, man. Look at that. Man, Jake in the kingdom. Bro, imagine how this would look on a chain, man.
Yeah.
Like, no, like.
Hey, I would have a whole armor.
Fucking gold chain.
Have an armor made out of this.
That pyrite.
Love stones. If I could just walk around with a whole suit of stones on
Wow. See, man, hey, they say Jake is the form of all things, man. We're setting the trend. We set this. Now look how popular it is, bro. That's how you know we getting ready to be great in the kingdom, man. This is based on the vibration of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah through the prophets, man.
No, it's a different
The prophets through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Ollie, have you ever heard of Ollie? OLI. It's a girl. She does good work. She does the copper, but she does.
I got this little.
She does. She's on Instagram.
Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect and the wisdom of the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akim Mahaloya coming back with another quick lesson. Lord, it's going to be edifying. I was with what you witnessed in the video is what they call a pyrite stone. Okay. So pyrite is a powerful protection stone that works on a physical, etheric, and emotional levels to shield and protect from all types of bad vibrations and energy. It says it stimulates the mind and improves memory, making it easier to recall important information when needed. Okay, the benefit of these stones. I know brothers have went into them from time to time. I've had a breakdown I did years ago of the 12 ephod, it's the 12 gems of the ephod plate that the high priest wore at that time, and also the breastplate, which is the ephod plate where Yahweh Shai wore, and what each stone represents for the tribes. Okay, so we went into it, but basically we don't really get all into it as far as lesson wise, but I found this rather significant because through the spirit, man, I'm noticing that these heathens now are starting to copy these trends, man. Okay, like when you look at certain movies like the Avengers movies, you go into Thanos. Okay, you go into basically that was like the ephod. Okay, because if you look at the certain stones he had amethyst, I think he had carmichael, I think he had what do you call it, what's the blue one called, not lapidus, it may have been a lapidus stone if I'm not mistaken, but you had the different crystals that he used to harness the power, man. Okay, and if you look at the Israelites, man, we're coming back into our glory as being kings and priests. And this is the reason why this stuff is so, it's a detriment. Well, not a detriment, but it's, how can I say, this is a good vibe for brothers, man. All right, because we know every brother is not into the stones and the gems. Every brother have their talent. But, some brothers are into it. And when I saw that stone yesterday, it stood out. Okay, and it's like, wow, because, those particular stones like shungite, which is good for radiation, like I like to use the term, that we're basically shungite absorbing radiation, but even over time, shungite becomes weak and it breaks down. It needs to be replenished. And through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we are being replenished in the Holy Spirit to continue to pump out these shows. Okay, this wasn't going to be a long lesson, but like I said, I've noticing that a lot of these stones are being worn by celebrities now. Okay, like a lot of the beads and so forth. And it's because the trends that the men of the Lord are setting, man. Okay. Now, they're not going to give us credit and say, well, yeah, these prophets or these men that's out on the highways and the byways are wearing these things. But what happened is that they see it and they copy it and they make a profit off of it. They make a trend out of it and it becomes popular because that's just how Jake is. Jake never gives credit when credit is due. And it's okay. Okay. But nonetheless, man, through the spirit, we're becoming great again, man. Okay, and like I said, man, that pyrite stone, going back into the benefits of it, and also, you got to be careful with it too, because I notice a lot of women are getting into the crystals and the stones too, because a lot of them are witches. Okay, a lot of them deal with left hand energy, and a lot of them believe in that healing, black magic, and herbal power and all that other stuff, which is witchcraft. So I noticed that a lot of women are making comments on necklaces and they're at these shops and so forth like that. And then when you go to a lot of malls, a lot of the stuff they got is just really carbon copies. They're not really any type of energy radiating or repelling of any bad energy or sort. They just look good. They coated rocks, and they're charging a profit off of it. All right, but at the same time, these things they have benefits to them. Okay, now it's not gonna save you or anything like that. This is just part of us getting a piece of who we were back. Okay, because the Most High said we was gonna wake up in these days and we was gonna remember ourselves, man. Okay, but nonetheless, man, it says, what is pyrite? It says pyrite is an iron sulfide mineral, meaning it is made up of iron. And pretty much a lot of the elements in pyrite is in the blood or in the body, because I believe the human body makes up of like 5 particular minerals that's of the earth. I know iron being one of them. Okay, which iron is very necessary for the blood to function at a proper temperature, because if you have an iron deficiency, that's when you have a lot of anemias, or a lot of anemics, as they like to call them. And if you notice, a person that lacks iron in their blood, they always cold and they eat a lot of ice. Like I remember my mother coming up, and she used to always say, hey, I need some ice. I need some ice. Give me some crushed ice, because it's something that her body needs that she's lacking. So she substituted with ice. It's kind of like a temporary fix. Okay, so that's how it works. But it says it has a high iron content and it is widely distributed. Thus, it may be found in a variety of geological settings. It says mineral collects in alternative therapies such as crystal therapy, love, which, like I said, man, you got to be careful, because a lot of these women and a lot of these witches and warlocks, they use the crystals too and the stones to summon up spells and to attract the seats love and all kinds of wicked shit. That's why we say you can't put your faith in the stones. You can't do it. But like I said, it intrigued me because I'm seeing a lot of celebrities adopt this same trend. And I guess that's what the consensus of this lesson is going to be based on, how the other nations and how they're biting. They're seeing it and they're running with it, man. Like I remember it was a couple of years ago, me and a couple of brothers, we went to this little chicken restaurant. I think it was a fight that night, and we went to order some chicken. And I believe it was some Ishmaelites in a chicken joint. And they were just looking at us, man. They was like, man, you guys are like dope. They was like, you guys are like fancy. Like, man, how do y'all guys do it? And we like, look, this is just who we are. But now, fast forward 2-3 years later, you see Ishmael rocking a certain gear that Jake wear. They rock the fitted hats, man, low over their eyes. They wearing the Jordans. They wearing the fucking peacoats. They basically biting off Jake, man. You know, yet it's like everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga. You know, so just imagine rocking some pyrite or some shungai. Like, you could take this and make a necklace out of it, man. You could make some earrings out of it. Just imagine wearing that in a spot and Jake getting whiff of that. Jake is gonna take it and he's gonna be like, oh shit. You know, Jake is gonna go with the trend. Because I've had several Jakes that complimented me on a certain beads and so forth that I wear. Jake, oh man, that's dope. I like that. Where you get it from? And I'm like, well, we made this, brother. You know, we make this type stuff. Or I know brothers that make this. You know, they put their it's like a business, you know. They make it and they give it to other brothers, or they sell them. Okay? You know, just something to sustain income. I myself want to get into actually sitting down and making these things. But like I said, this pyrite, this really stood out because there's just something about it. It really resonated with my spirit. And it's a very beautiful stone. All right? And we're getting our heritage back, because what it tell you about the kingdom of heaven, about the 12 gates being of certain stones and minerals, man. Okay, and we coming back into that aspect of our heritage. And like I said, it's not a necessary that brothers wear stones, okay? It's not a doctrine. It's nothing. It just, the spirit has brought this back to our remembrance. And I'm seeing the other nations and the 2/3 of Jake following the same trend, which proves that the prophets are going to be the hierarchy of the kingdom of heaven. Because what Yahweh Shai tell the disciples, he says, if you follow me in the regeneration, you should be sitting on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So that comes with the fortitude. That comes with the influence, man. Because once the other nations see how magnificent and how glorious that our people is, or that we will be, they will want to follow the same trend. Okay, when Jake see the prophets in power, and they see in the 144 and the 1/3, that's the hierarchy of Yahweh Shai's government. The 2/3 are gonna literally, it's gonna be like celeb lists. Like, damn, man, what can we do to kick it with the brother? You know, waiting list. And I'm just speculating through the spirit. You know, we don't really know how it's gonna be, but just realistically speaking, you can't go see the Rothschilds when you want to. So it ain't gonna be like, okay, I'm finna go kick it with Yahweh Shai. Nah, bruh. You gotta wait in line, you know. But it's gonna be the same thing with the men of the Lord, you know. People gonna wanna come see you. They gonna wanna give you shit, drop off things, man, you know, and just things like that. It's gonna be beautiful, you know, that these blessings are gonna be bestowed among us. And it says here, it has a high iron content and is widely distributed. Thus, it may be found in a variety of geological settings. It says mineral collectors and alternative therapies such as crystal therapy love it since it comes to so many different shapes and variations. It says cubic crystals, like cubic zirconia is nothing but a diamond. Okay, it's a lower grade diamond, but it's still a diamond. And honestly, diamonds are like a cheaper form of crystallite. Like a crystallite would be considered a real diamond, which is a rare form, but ordinary diamonds, zinc cuts, etc., those are not very rare. Okay, they just sell them at a profit because diamonds are very highly accessible. But most jakes, they don't know what it's like to rock real diamonds. So you go to the mall, Ishmael sell you a fucking Jesus piece for 50 bands, man. And Jake will buy that shit because they don't know the other stones. They don't know about the shungite. They don't know about the lapidus. They don't know about the smoky quartz. You know, they don't know about these particular things. So therefore, they get duped overpaying for something that's not even rare. Okay. But it says mineral collectors and alternative therapy such as crystal therapy love it since it comes in so many different shapes and variations. Cubic crystals, also known as isometric crystals, are one of the most basic and frequent crystals in mineral forms. Okay, it says another characteristic that separates pyrite from gold is that its faces are straighted. It says it can also exist in massive form, implying that it is formed with a single hue mass, with each individual crystal having a unique structure. Okay, and the one I had in my hand yesterday, that was probably like 3 pounds, man. It had some weight to it, and they were selling that piece for $250, man. Okay, I saw amethyst, you know, I saw that there, and I'm noticing, like, when you look at the planets, etc., a lot of them look like the different crystals. Like if you look at the Earth from the pictures that they got in, or you ever just been on a plane, the Earth pretty much looks like a big amethyst stone, man. You know, no, not amethyst, Salakia, lapidus, like a lapidus. Matter of fact, let me type that in real quick. I might not even spell it right, but lapidus stone. You got the lapidus lazuli, the lapidus oppressium, but the lapidus lazuli looks more like the earth, man. This one right here kind of look like the earth almost, man. Okay, beautiful color. You got rocks and mountains that's this color, man. I mean, the deeper you go. So yeah, man, we getting our trend back, man. And these other nations, they're really hating on Jake, and they're acting like that they're coming up with the concept because they have the money and the resources to go get this shit. And what's so funny about that, they said that a lot of this stuff is found in the Mediterranean region. Come on, think about it, man. You know, Mediterranean, okay, over there with the land of Israel, which the Mediterranean would be pretty much like that main seaport that all exports and so forth. It was a big shipping hub, so to speak, because the Mediterranean sits directly, all right, throughout the Middle East from the land of Israel to parts of Africa to different parts of Europe, etc. It sits right in the middle hub, so therefore it made it a very lucrative business port for shipping and goods, man. So the Mediterranean was very lucrative with minerals and stones and different commodities, etc. You know, very lucrative, man. Okay, and that's the reason why the Most High set up the land that way. So just imagine in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna have all types of business ethics going on throughout the Mediterranean, the Caspian Seas, and so forth. It's gonna be set up beautifully. All right, but this is the book of Jeremiah 10. In 10, and I'm gonna start at verses 16. It says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things, and that's the point. We setting the trend, man. Okay, it says here, the form of all things in Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Okay, so that's the point I'm making. We're the form of all things. So when Jake wears shit, hey, we make it look good. That's why through the spirit, man, these rappers and these celebrities are harboring the same spirit, because like now I'm seeing celebrities like this guy by the name of Omari Hart. You know, he's wearing the beads and so forth. A lot of these rappers, Travis Scott, a lot of these dudes are wearing the stones now, man. They went from gold chains and platinum chains to wearing stones now. Why? Because, hey, the men of the Lord have been setting the paradigm for this, man. Once again, the form of all things. Okay? This is the book of Isaiah 49, and I'm going to start at verses 22. It says, "Thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up many standards to the people, And they should bring thy sons in thy arms, and thy daughters should be carried upon their shoulders. Right, man, because we're going to have slaves. We're going to literally have nations mining rock to get these natural, these resources for us, man. Just imagine how our palaces are going to look. Like, brother may want a whole palace full of labradorite. You know, that may be, his floors may be straight up labradorite, man. Or this pyrite stone. Like, personally, I want the shit on my walls, man. I want my walls to be made of that, man, because it carries a vibration to it. We ain't gonna have no chalk, or we ain't gonna have no damn chalk or drywall in our damn houses. Are you crazy? Asbestos, you know, poison, that's a chemical poison that pretty much shuts down the respiratory system, dehydrates the skin. We ain't gonna have this shit in our house, man. These chalk walls. We're not gonna have that in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, we're gonna live lavishly. We're gonna live exclusively. Okay, we're gonna have something that's gonna be jaw dropping. That's why the hell we're catching now is so much worth it, because we're getting ready to get the kingdom, man. They're talking about invading Ukraine in a matter of days, man. Okay, now there's been a lot of stories about how the troops have been withdrawn, how it was just a simulation or a test or whatever. But now find out that, hey, they may actually invade, which is gonna drag in NATO, because if NATO end up assisting Ukraine, then hey, that's why you have the Eastern Bloc, when you have the Soviet or the old Soviet Union or the Eastern Bloc that's gonna have to come to the aid of Russia, man. Okay, which is gonna eventually drag America into it, and then you're gonna have Iran and Israel that's gonna go to war. So the Most High is setting the stage for World War III, and on top of that, we're in an economic collapse as we speak. So we getting ready to get the kingdom. We just gotta remain patient. And it says here, and the king should be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers, and they should bow down to thee with their face towards the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. For they should not be ashamed that wait for me, right? Because we're gonna inherit glory. Okay, we're gonna inherit the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna inherit life. All right, we ain't gonna be plagued by all this wickedness that's currently defacing this earth right now. All right, through the Spirit. So we just gotta remain patient and ask the Lord to continue to bless us with this knowledge and wisdom. Yep, this is the book of Tobit 13, and I'm gonna start at verses 14. It says, "Oh, blessed are they which love thee, for they shall rejoice in thy peace. And blessed are they which have been sorrowful for all thy scourges." Right, and we are sorrowful right now. Brothers are catching hell, man. It's to the point that heathens are lording over us. They have the resource. They're taking our shit and they're selling it to us for a profit. Basically be buying our shit back from them. Okay, it says, "And they should rejoice for thee when they have seen all thy glory, and should be glad forever." Right, because we're going to have everlasting peace. Okay, it says, "Let my soul bless the Most High, the great King. For Jerusalem should be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones." Right, and I just showed you a precious stone, even though that's probably not the exclusive or the most how can I say it? The exclusive is another word I'm looking for. It might not be the most rarest of the rare, okay, because that's pretty accessible. That's probably like a lower grade, but if you actually got your hand on some real pyrite, you probably wouldn't be able to hold it in your hand, because like I said, those stones, they carry a certain vibrant frequency to it, okay, and your body wouldn't even be able to withstand it. It was just too powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got that, I just felt like, whoa, shit. It felt good. I felt happy. I felt glad, and it was heavy as hell. Okay, and that's probably not even a real thing, but you get the point I'm making. It says, "For Jerusalem should be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones." It says, "Thy walls and towers and battlements were pure gold. Woo. And the streets of Jerusalem should be paved with beryl," which beryl is like a green, "and carbuncle, which is like a red, like a ruby color, and the stones of Ophir." Okay, it says, "And all her streets shall say, Hallelujah, and they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be the Most High, which have extolled it forever." Because these stones and so forth, they're gonna literally have vibrations, man. I mean, you're gonna come in your house and the plants are gonna be ministering. They're gonna be singing to you. The birds, the peacocks, man. I just picture the kingdom of heaven, this big, colorful utopia, man. You know, just real colorful and vibrant and just real chill and laid back. The beach fronts, man, the sunsets, the trees. Shit, brothers, man, we getting ready to get it all, man. Hey, but I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And with that, shalom. And the Bible ball, Lord's where you were edified and uplifted by this lesson. Until the next lesson, shalom. Look at that pyrite right there, man. Smash your brother with that on his neck.
ease,
Yeah,
man.
I
And it's got some weight to it. This is probably like 3 pounds, man. Look at that.
I like that. Yeah, I would hang that
Man,
from
Jake in the
neck.
Kingdom. Bro, imagine how this would look on a chain, man.
Yeah.
Like, dog, like,
Hey, I would have a whole
There's no
armor.
way.
Fucking gold
Have an
chain.
armor made out
There's
of this
no
shit.
way you could carry that.
But this
That
bitch
Pyrite.
loves stones. If I could just walk around with a whole suit of stones on
Wow.
her.
see, man, hey, they say Jake is the form of all things, man. We're setting the trend. We set this. Now look how popular it is, bro. That's how you know we getting ready to be great in the kingdom, man. This is based on the vibration of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah through the prophets, man.
No, it's a different
The
person.
prophets through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Ollie, have you ever heard of Ollie? OLI. It's a girl. She does good work. She does the copper, but she does.
does?
I got this
She's got a
little.
website?
She does. She's on Instagram.
Instagram.